Hello, beautiful beings. Love and laughter. Tanya Rainbow Horse here. Thank you so much for showing up to receive the message. This video is for empaths who find themselves being extremely reactive. Just spouting out, reacting to whoever, whenever somebody is connecting with them. And they are starting to realize, whoa, this is intense. It's not my favorite thing. So I've experienced this, obviously, or I wouldn't be talking about it, but really what this stems from is there's a lot of things going on underneath the layers of our subconscious. There's so much information you're picking up from others, you're picking up from yourself, and you are just reacting because you are letting the outside stimuli control you. And when we get to that place, in order for us to really start to get some relief, going to a place of silence is where we're going to start seeking understanding about what is going on underneath the layers. And not only are we going to find what is actually going on under there when we are a little more silent, when interacting with people, specifically in general, like holding back and just, I'm not saying to authentically just shut down and don't communicate and connect, but when you feel yourself being in that reactive mode, I invite you to settle in to your quietness and understand what's going on with you. Like, ask your higher self, ask the universe, I'm aware that I'm in reactive mode. What's going on? Why am I being like this? What's underneath the layers? What's the message that wants to be revealed to me? Help me unravel why I'm being so reactive. Reactivity can be a real energy drain. Heck, being unconscious in any area of our life is a real strong energy drain. But that's why we get to look at that, because that's a place where our energy is draining and there's more energy to be liberated there. So then we get to take a look at it and examine it and see where we can pull apart those layers and see why that reactive energy is going on. What is causing us to want to just go, just shoot, just snap? More than likely, there's unresolved emotions. There's things that haven't been said. You're holding back some of your authentic truths. Maybe your communication is off with some people. I remember this, for me, was big, that I didn't quite understand how to communicate what I was feeling. I had a lot of confusion around my communication with people and telling them what I was feeling or experiencing. And so I needed to really sit with that silence and unpack that. I'm like, okay, well, if I'm feeling like I want to be reactive in the situation, why? What am I protecting myself for? What is this person reflecting and mirroring back to me that I need to take a look at? What medicine do I get to integrate through observing what is percolating underneath the layers of reactivity? Because there is some gold there that you will be able to transmute into energy that is going to help you move forward and be less reactive. It just means there's some chaotic energy in there that hasn't been exposed yet in clarity. You're just not clear on what the message is, what it wants to tell you, because you haven't quite stopped and tuned into the subtle energies of what's boiling on underneath into your subconscious. And that's why silence is so perfect for us to stop and observe that, because when we can just sit there and see it for what it is, that's where we learn about the patterns and why the reactivity is there. That's where we get the understanding. That's where the universe unpacks those layers and gives us the perspective we need to be less reactive. And once you start getting that insight, you will start seeing in little places in your life when you're reacting to people, you're like, oh, so this is why I am like with this situation because this message is telling me that, oh, I have this limited belief about blah, 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 and that situation is triggering it. I just recently found out a limiting belief that I have swimming around that I'm going to do some journaling on here, probably tonight on, is that I adopted this belief that my brother was favored from me. So there's been a few situations where I would just subconsciously think, oh, this person's getting favored. And I'm looking at, and now that I'm starting to be aware of it, it seems foreign, but in a way, I remember how it got there. The memory of when I was like 4 years old and my brother was born. And I was really excited for him to be born, and I wanted a sibling. But a new sibling requires a lot of attention, a lot of love, a lot of caring for. And through that, some of that attention was taken off of me. And so I associated that with him being favored. And so now that's a pattern I get to take a look at and observe and work through and release. So when I go about my business interacting with people, that won't be a reactive place for me any longer. See how it frees us up. It frees us up to connect with people on a different level. And then when you free that energy, it comes back to you in a way where you get to create something that you want to create with it. When we free up that energy that's stuck, it comes back up to be reused. So next time you catch yourself being reactive, snapping like an alligator, ask yourself why. What's brewing under here? You don't have to say anything to the person. You just sit there and be quiet. And you might be pissed. You might be annoyed. You know, a whole sorts of different things and emotions are going to be felt. But it's yours to unpack. It's yours to understand. Because then we won't be responding and reacting from our wounded self when we're out interacting with other people. And we also get to decipher, you know, what limiting beliefs are ours and what energy we're just picking up from somebody else. And you might need to ask yourself that. Is this mine? No. I'll clear it, cleanse it. I send this energy back. It's not mine. I no longer wish to connect with it or sit on it or think about it. I stay in my own energy. I ground back in here. And you just keep putting your focus back on yourself. All right, well, I feel like that's the message I was here to deliver today. Thank you so much for showing up to receive the message. Until the next video, love and laughter.